Hi everyone, welcome back to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and this is 1st of October 2022. आज का Hindu newspaper is going to be really exciting because today it's full of economy related articles and I have prepared 5 to 6 questions for all of you from the previous year question papers based on economy. So once we complete this article, we are going to solve those questions with analytical understanding so that your foundation becomes strong to face these kind of questions even in the future. तो आज का जो न्यूज़पेपर है काफी स्पेशल है, इकोनॉमिक एडिशन रहा है आज के न्यूज़पेपर का। फुल इकोनॉमी से रिलेटेड इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल्स आए हैं और उसी के बेसिस पे मैंने कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी फॉर्मुलेट किए हैं आपके लिए प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर से। उनको सॉल्व करेंगे और अपनी फाउंडेशनल नॉलेज को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाएंगे। Let's get started. Also make sure that you have your notes ka register with you. If you're preparing a subject wise register, well and good. But if you're not preparing a subject wise register, you are writing down all the important articles or current affairs in one register, that's also good. But keep on mentioning the headings, okay? हर पेज पे जो भी आप न्यूज लिखो उसकी हेडिंग मेंशन करना। हेडिंग मीन्स द सब्जेक्ट, economy or international relations, etc. in bold letters. Alright, let's get started. So this first important article on first page is Reserve Bank raises rates by 50 basis points, brings down growth outlook to 7%. Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee has increased the policy repo rate by 50 basis points. So currently it is 5.9%. And RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das is saying that we have increased this repo rate in order to curtail the inflation, in order to manage the inflation. Now, the question is, what is this monetary policy committee and what are these different kind of rates which are prevailing in the economy? And if repo rate is increased, how will it contribute to curtailing or managing the inflation? That's the basic question here. So let's answer all of these questions. So here Monetary Policy Committee ke upar na there have been a lot of questions that have been asked in the previous year question paper. Let's understand in detail what is it. Monetary Policy Committee basically is an institutionalized framework. It is a statutory framework which has been established. Why statutory? Because it has been established by an act. That is why it's statutory. Okay. And what act? RBI Act 1934. तो RBI Act 1934 के तहत इसको स्टैब्लिश किया गया। Why it was established? In order to maintain the price stability in the economy. हमारी इकोनॉमी में इन्फ्लेशन की वजह से जो प्राइस इंस्टेबिलिटी होती है, to maintain that this particular committee was established and the ex officio chairman of this committee is the governor of RBI only. RBI के जो गवर्नर है शक्तिकांता दास जी, वही इसके ex officio chairman भी हैं. And this particular committee determines the policy interest rate. Policy interest rate is also known as the repo rate. Why? This policy interest rate is required to achieve the inflation target. So what kind of repo rate should be there in the economy is determined by the Monetary Policy Committee. Understood? Clear हो गया? Monetary Policy Committee uses different kind of tools to manage the inflation. What kind of tool? First tool is repo rate. Okay. Second tool is open market operations, wherein the RBI, purchases and sells government securities. Then there is bank rate at which RBI lends money to the commercial banks. Then there is CRR, cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, reverse repo rate, etc. These are the tools which are used by Monetary Policy Committee to manage inflation. And these tools are implemented by which authority? By RBI, the central bank of our country. So when we talk about the policy repo rate, what exactly is this repo rate? Policy repo rate or repo rate, it's one and the same thing. Policy repo rate basically is the rate at which central bank will lend money to commercial bank. वो rate of interest जिस पर central bank, what is the central bank in India? It's RBI. Okay, जिस rate पर central bank commercial banks को पैसा उधार पे देगी. And here when the central bank is giving loan to the commercial bank will give security to the central bank, will sell security to the central bank. तो central bank ऐसे ही free pocket में पैसा नहीं देगी, commercial bank से कुछ security purchase करेगी और फिर पैसा देगी. So when this money is given, in which kind of situation? When there is a shortfall of funds with the commercial banks. Commercial banks के पास फंड्स की शॉर्टेज होती है, तब सेंट्रल बैंक उनको पैसा, उनकी सिक्योरिटी को परचेज करके उनको पैसा देती है. ठीक है, तो ये आपका हो गया रेपो रेट, बेसिक रेपो रेट. So if repo rate is increased by RBI, what will happen? Commercial banks will have to pay more to central bank. Commercial bank पैसा ले रही है तो ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट रेट पे पैसा ले रही है, ठीक है. A commercial bank to manage this kind of situation will increase the rate of interest on the loans which it gives to the other people, the common citizens. Central bank को ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट रेट पे उनसे लोन ले रही है, तो फिर उसको भरपाई कैसे करेगी? उसकी भरपाई करेगी जो कस्टमर्स हैं उनकी जो ईएमआईज है, हाउसिंग लोन वगैरह वो लेते हैं, उसका इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ा देगी. ओके, एंड व्हेन दैट इज इंक्रीज्ड, इन्फ्लेशन कैन बी कंट्रोल्ड. परचेजिंग पावर कम हो जाएगी लोगों की, इन्फ्लेशन कंट्रोल हो जाएगा. दैट इज द रोल ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग द रेपो रेट. Okay, second is standing deposit facility, which is known as SDF. The terms which we are right now understanding on each of these terms, questions have been asked in the previous year question paper. That is why we are reading them. Okay, so what is standing deposit facility? It's a kind of liquidity window. Just imagine this is a window, and behind this window there is RBI which is standing. Okay, RBI will give banks an option through this window. They will open the window, they will say we are giving you an option to park your excess liquidity or fund with us. RBI is window के पीछे खड़े हो गए, यहाँ here commercial banks are standing. RBI opens the window, this liquidity window, and gives the commercial banks the option that you can park your excess funds or excess liquidity with us. ओके, तो इसमें क्या होता है ना, बैंक्स को कोई कोलैटरल देने की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर बैंक के पास कुछ एक्सेस फंड है वो आरबीआई के पास उसे रखवा सकता है इन फॉर द फ्यूचर, इफ दे वांट टू यूज दोस फंड्स इन द फ्यूचर. अगर उनको लगता है कि भाई अभी हमारे पास रहेगा खामखा वेस्ट होगा, इससे अच्छा आरबीआई के पास रखवा दो एक्सेस मनी, बाद में हम यूज कर लेंगे. दैट इज स्टैंडिंग डिपॉजिट फैसिलिटी, ओके, विच इज गिवन बाय आरबीआई टू द कमर्शियल बैंक्स. Then comes the MSFR, marginal standing facility rate. So when we talk about the marginal standing facility rate, it is a window for scheduled banks. ये window scheduled bank के लिए तैयार किया जाता है. For what? For what purpose scheduled banks can use this window? For overnight borrowing from RBI. In case there is extreme emergency in the commercial banks, the money, the funding amongst the banks have dried up. One bank cannot take the help of another bank because the money has dried up, the funds have dried up. In that case, when the interbank liquidity is over, the commercial banks overnight can borrow money from RBI through marginal standing facility rate window. Okay, तो ये वो रेट है जिसमें रातों रात कमर्शियल बैंक, scheduled banks को, sorry, not commercial banks, my mistake, it is for scheduled banks, this you have to remember. Okay, ये scheduled banks के लिए है कि मान लो अगर आपस में बैंक्स नहीं एक दूसरे से फंडिंग ले पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि आपस की जो फंडिंग है, जो आपस में बैंक जिन पैसों से एक दूसरे को हेल्प करते हैं वो भी सूख गया है, पैसा सूख गया है, मतलब खत्म हो गया है. उस केस में आरबीआई से रातों रात मदद स्केड्यूल्ड बैंक्स ले सकते हैं, और जिस रेट पे आरबीआई उनको फंडिंग देगा वो एमएसएफआर होगा. ऑलराइट, नाउ कमिंग टुवर्ड्स बैंक रेट. नाउ यू मस्ट बी वंडरिंग, मैम, ओके, ऑल द रेट्स वी हैव अंडरस्टूड, दैट्स गुड, बट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज बैंक रेट व्हिच इज ऑफन देयर इन द न्यूज. न्यूज में हमेशा बैंक रेट ना रहता है, तो ये बैंक रेट क्या होता है ये बता दीजिए हमको. तो बैंक रेट वो रेट है जिसपे आरबीआई चार्ज करता है जब पैसा लोन पे कमर्शियल बैंक्स को देता है, वो आपका नॉर्मल बैंक रेट हो जाता है. दैट इज योर बैंक रेट. ओके, जिसपे आरबीआई पैसा लोन पे लेंडिंग देता है कमर्शियल बैंक्स को, जो रेट चार्ज करेगा वो बैंक रेट हो जाएगा. सीआरआर, कैश रिजर्व रेशियो. Now here CRR, it's a reserve ratio, reserve word आ जाता है. So here commercial banks have to hold certain minimum amount of deposits which are known as NDTL. Okay, as reserves with RBI, so that if there is any kind of financial crunching that commercial banks face, they can use that reserve that they have kept with RBI. तो CRR क्या होता है, RBI बोलता है कि देखो फ्यूचर में ऐसा ना हो कि तुम्हारे पास कोई इमरजेंसी आए और कुछ पैसा या कोई रिजर्व ही नहीं है प्रोटेक्शन के लिए, इसीलिए कुछ एक मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ डिपॉजिट है जो आपको हमारे पास रखना पड़ेगा, एंड यू कैन यूज दैट इन केस यू हैव एनी काइंड ऑफ इमरजेंसी. सो दैट इज CRR. ओके, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू get your money if in a job, so some amount of money your parents ask you to save it, right? किसी एफडी में एफडी करा दो या आरडी स्टार्ट कर दो या म्यूचुअल फंड्स में लगा दो या पेरेंट्स को कुछ हिस्सा दे दो, ठीक है, ताकि वो आपकी तरफ से सेव कर सके इफ दे थिंक दैट यू आर नॉट केपेबल ऑफ सेविंग, दैट केस you will maintain a CRR with your parents. That is the same case here. Now statutory liquidity ratio, what is it? SLR क्या होता है? It is the minimum percentage of deposits that commercial banks have to maintain in form of liquid cash or gold या or any other form of security. तो एक मिनिमम कम से कम जो परसेंटेज डिपॉजिट का है जो कमर्शियल बैंक्स को मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा अपने पास, या तो कैश के फॉर्म में या गोल्ड के फॉर्म में या किसी भी सिक्योरिटी के फॉर्म में, दैट विल बी स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो दैट दे हैव टू मेंटेन विद देमसेल्व्स ओनली. वो तो वो अपने साथ ही मेंटेन करेंगे, ठीक है, इसमें आरबीआई की इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं होगी. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज कि if repo rate is increased then what effect if it will have on the economy. देखो commercial banks they borrow money from RBI, okay, that the rate of interest at which RBI will give money to commercial bank will be repo rate. So when there is shortage of fund, commercial bank will go to RBI and borrow money. Now if RBI increases that repo rate, so in that way commercial banks also will increase the interest rate on home loans and other loans that it provides to the citizens. Okay, that will reduce the money supply in the economy and it will become very costlier for people to borrow from the banks, so they will refrain from investing in houses and other things for which they have to take loan. In that case inflation will also be maintained. इस केस में inflation को भी संभाला जा सकता है, ठीक है. that is the purpose of increasing repo rate. Now another important point is कि monetary policy ना has expansionist effect also. monetary policy का ना expansionist form भी होता है which is known as easy monetary policy. What is it? So when a central bank uses its tool to stimulate the economy, it increases money supply. जब economy को stimulate करने की कोशिश की जाती है ना, तो इस केस में money supply is used as the tool by monetary policy committee. So it increases money supply. Okay, when money supply will increase, लोगों के people will have more amount of money, that will lower down the interest rate because now they will not need any loan from the bank because they have the purchasing power, right? So they will not take loan. So to encourage people to take loan, banks will lower the interest rate. अब लोग लोन नहीं ले रहे हैं, बैंक को लोन देना है अपना रेवेन्यू कमाने के लिए, तो इंकरेज करने के लिए बैंक क्या करेगी, इंटरेस्ट रेट को कम कर देगी एंड देन दैट विल इंक्रीज द डिमांड. अब मान लो बहुत ही सस्ते में आपको लोन मिल रहा है, हाउसिंग लोन मिल रहा है, तो आप अपना पैसा क्यों एकदम जेब से खाली करोगे, आप लोन लेने जाओगे, डिमांड फॉर दैट लोन विल इंक्रीज, सो दैट विल बूस्ट द इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ. ठीक है, समझ आ रही है बात आपको? So that is the expansionist monetary policy, wherein central bank basically to stimulate the economy increase the money supply, which in turn lowers the interest rates and it will increase the demand. Okay. Now under expansionary monetary policy, in this monetary policy RBI reduces the repo rate. It will not increase the repo rate, it will reduce because it wants to generate demand. Okay. तो इससे क्या होगा, बैंक रेट जो होगा और रेपो रेट होगा वो इंक्रीज हो जाएगा ताकि बैंकिंग सेक्टर में लिक्विडिटी का संचार होता रहे. एंड इफ स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो इज इंक्रीज्ड, अब उस केस में क्या होगा, दीज आर सर्टेन केसेस दैट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड फॉर प्रीलिम्स. So if the SLR, what was SLR? Minimum percentage of deposit that commercial banks have to maintain with themselves in form of cash and gold and other securities. So if statutory liquidity ratio is increased, more amount of money the banks will have to park with themselves, right, in form of cash or government securities. What will happen when more amount of money government banks will try to maintain with themselves, that will reduce the level of cash in the economy. लोगों के पास जो पैसा गवर्नमेंट बैंक्स देती है लोन वगैरह के थ्रू वो कम हो जाएगा, उनके अपने पास वो जो मनी है, कैश है, गोल्ड है, उसको ज्यादा बड़ा इंक्रीज करके रख रहे हैं और इससे क्या होगा कि वो लोगों को कम देंगे, तो इससे जो लेवल ऑफ कैश इकोनॉमी वो रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. तो इट विल ऑल्सो मेंटेन द इन्फ्लेशन, इट विल ऑल्सो कंट्रोल द इन्फ्लेशन. देन वो इफ स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियोज डिक्रीज, मान लो इसको कम कर दिया, सो दैट वुड हेल्प मेंटेन कैश फ्लो इन द इकोनॉमी. ओके. नाउ इफ मार्जिनल स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी रेट इज इंक्रीज, नाउ व्हाट वाज MSFR, यहाँ पर हमने पढ़ा था, इट इज द विंडो फॉर शेड्यूल्ड बैंक्स सो दैट दे कैन बोरो ओवरनाइट फ्रॉम द आरबीआई से ओवरनाइट वो बोरो कर सकते हैं. तो इफ मार्जिनल स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी रेट इज इंक्रीज्ड, cost of borrowing increases for banks. मतलब RBI is giving the scheduled banks the money overnight lending, but they are increasing it. The rate of interest is increased. In that case, bank को ज़्यादा महंगा पड़ेगा वो loan, right? It will be very costlier for the banks to take money from RBI. That will result in reduced available resources to lend. Okay, so that will be the impact. And what is base effect? You must have heard about base effect. आपने ये base effect term काफी न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ा होगा. It means the impact of rise in price, that means last year का जो inflation था previous year में, if you compare it with the current year inflation, that is base effect. Last year के inflation से compare कर रहे हो इस साल के inflation को, current year के inflation को, that will be your base effect. Okay. Now let us solve some questions. Question 1, with reference to Indian economy, consider the following: bank rate, OMO, public debt, public revenue. Which of the above is or are component or components of monetary policy? Now, if you clearly remember, in the beginning of this lecture, we understood Monetary Policy Committee. We also studied what are the tools that the Monetary Policy Committee uses to maintain the inflation level. So, we studied bank rate is used, repo rate is used, reverse repo rate, right? Open market operation. But we did not study about public debt or public revenue. Public debt is when government क्या करती है? When government takes loans, right? Borrowings, that is public debt. How it can be used as as the component in monetary policy. Public revenue again when it earns through taxes, etc. So 3 and 4 will be eliminated. We are left with 1 and 2. That is C is the correct option. You can also use elimination method if you're not sure about 1 and 2 option. 3 and 4 अगर हम हटा देंगे तो ये भी हट जाएगा, ये भी हट जाएगा. ठीक है, तो इस केस में हमें पता है कि बैंक रेट और ओपन मार्केट ऑपरेशंस जो हैं, these two options will be left and the correct one is C, because yes, open market operation के through central bank purchases and sells these securities. So in that case, economy is basically stimulated. Now let's solve a question for prelims 2020. If RBI decides to adopt an expansionist monetary policy, again we studied about expansionist monetary policy. Which of the following would it not do? Read the question very clearly. क्या इसमें से आरबीआई अगर एक्सपेंशनिस्ट मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का यूज कर रही है तो नहीं करेगी? व्हाट विल इट नॉट डू? कट एंड ऑप्टिमाइज द स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो, इंक्रीज द मार्जिनल स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी रेट, कट द बैंक रेट एंड रेपो रेट. एक्सपेंशनिस्ट मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी में व्हाट डज द आरबीआई डू? It undertakes. Basically, we studied over here that in the easy monetary policy or expansionist monetary policy, central bank uses its tool to stimulate the economy. It will increase money supply. Money supply will increase, so interest rate will fall down, right? So why will it cut and optimize the SLR? इसमें cut क्यों करेगा SLR को? ठीक है? It wants to increase the money supply. So here money supply, it wants to increase the money supply. So what will it do? First step it will undertake is, it will reduce the bank rate or repo rate. So cut the bank rate and repo rate, yes, it will do it. Cut and optimize SLR, yes, it will do it. ठीक है? Why? Because it wants to increase the money supply ना, लोगों के हाथ में पैसा ज्यादा आए, कम इंटरेस्ट रेट पे उनको चीजें मिल जाएं, ठीक है, बैंकिंग लिक्विडिटी इंक्रीज हो जाए. So it will not do it. Yes, it will cut and optimize SLR. Yes, it will cut bank rate and repo rate. So 1 and 2 will be eliminated. A eliminate हो गया, C eliminate हो गया, and D. You are left with B. It will never increase MSFR. It will decrease MSFR. एक्सपेंशनिस्ट मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी है, स्टिमुलेट करना है इंडियन इकोनॉमी को, तो इस केस में MSFR को कम करेगा. Okay, so यहाँ पर so that more liquidity goes out with the banks. Okay, so B is the correct answer. It will never increase MSFR. It will reduce MSFR. Coming on to question number 3. Just now we studied about the base effect. A rapid increase in rate of inflation is sometimes attributed to the base effect. What is base effect? It was asked in pre-2011. It's the impact of drastic deficiency in supply due to failure of crops. No, ये तो हमने कहीं नहीं पढ़ा. It's the impact of increase in demand due to rapid economic growth. No. It's impact of the price level of previous year on the calculation of inflation rate. Yes. C is the correct answer. We studied now base effect over here. What is it? Impact of rise in price level in previous year over the corresponding rise in price levels in current year. That is base effect. Previous year के inflation को हम इस साल के inflation से क्या कर रहे हैं? Compare कर रहे हैं. तो वो हो जाता है हमारा base effect यहाँ पर. ठीक है? Point clear हो गया? Okay. Now next important question. In India, which of the following have the highest share in disbursement of credit to agriculture and allied activities? Pre-2011 का ये question है. भारत में इसमें से किसका हाईएस्ट शेयर माना जाता है एग्रीकल्चर अलाइड एक्टिविटीज को क्रेडिट या लोन देने के लिए? करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज ए, कमर्शियल बैंक्स। क्वेश्चन नंबर 5, प्री 2011 का क्वेश्चन अगेन। इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज यूजुअली कपल्ड विद डिफ्लेशन, इन्फ्लेशन, स्टैगफ्लेशन, हाइपर इन्फ्लेशन। एंड दिस इन्फ्लेशन वाला टॉपिक ना, it's always in news and every year a question is asked. Even in 2022 there was a question on inflation. हर साल inflation पे question आता है, so this topic you have to prepare anyhow. So inflation is the correct answer. Economic growth में आप हमेशा देखोगे whenever we talk about economic growth we take into account the inflation level and we also take into account the projected inflation level. Okay. Then question number 6, lowering of bank rate by RBI of India leads to, pre 2011 का question है, lowering of bank rate, if RBI decreases the bank rate, what will it lead to? More liquidity in market, less liquidity in market, no change in liquidity in market, mobilization of more deposits by commercial banks. So we know that a decrease in bank rate will make borrowing from RBI very cheap. That will eventually lead to increase in money supply in the market. That means higher liquidity. A is the correct answer. Bank rate is the rate at which commercial banks will borrow money from RBI. If bank rate is decreased, borrowing from RBI will become very easy, very cheap. बहुत सस्ता हो जाएगा ना, जब interest rate जिस पे आप borrow कर रहे हो वो कम है, तो इससे क्या होगा? Money supply, more and more banks will borrow money from RBI. Money supply will increase in the market. Higher liquidity हो जाएगी, more liquidity. Simple concept है. You do not have to ratify anything. Just understand this, taking the example of your real life. Okay. Now, next, important article. Now here, US sanctions Indian petrochemical company for Iran oil purchases. US has imposed sanctions against Indian petrochemical company, a Mumbai-based firm, which is the T Balaji Petrochem Private Limited. तो इसके ऊपर ना US ने sanctions लगा दिए हैं. Why? Because of the Iran oil purchases, and this is the first time that an Indian firm is being sanctioned by US because it was involved in dealing with the Iranian petroleum products. Now you must be wondering, ma'am, what is the problem of US? If we are trying to purchase oil from Iran, why US is having this problem? Why US is putting sanctions on us? Why? Because in 2018 US walked out of the joint comprehensive plan of action with Iran. But basically US never wants कि ईरान के पास any kind of nuclear technology या कोई nuclear power हो, and that is why, because US said that Iran is basically moving ahead when it comes to the nuclear technology. That is why we are not going to be a part of any kind of nuclear deal with Iran. Okay, and when US walked out of that particular nuclear deal, it also imposed sanctions on Iran. Sanctions means restrictions. You can do this, you cannot do that. These kind of restrictions. From which country you can do transactions, which country can use, do transactions with you. All kind of these restrictions are sanctions. So India has officially refused to, be a part of these sanctions. US अपने side से sanction लगा रहा है. India does not want to be a part of these sanctions because see, we also have to look at our economy ना. हम ऐसे कैसे किसी के भी कहने पे कुछ भी करना बंद कर दें. So India stopped, but to respect US's idea, India stopped buying oil from Iran in 2019. But now India, when Indian-based firm tried to purchase any oil, considering that now US will calm down and it will not impose any sanctions, US has imposed. Okay, and before this, now India was the second largest buyer of Iranian oil after China. So this is also important for prelims. Coming on to the next important article, a very important article, and you can expect a question from this article in prelims and paper 3 in 2023 or 24 ka exam. Because recently AFSPA has been extended in Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh for 6 more months. So what is AFSPA? Kya hai? Ministry of Home Affairs has extended this. What is AFSPA? AFSPA basically, this act came into force in 1958 because of the insurgency and disturbance in northeastern states. अभी आज से ना दशकों साल पहले northeastern states में ना there were insurgency against the government. So to control that, AFSPA was basically this act was imposed. Now this act provides very special power according to section 4. These are powers. There are certain powers. We'll discuss that also. According to this act, special power is given to the armed forces. It applies to army also, air force also, central paramilitary forces also. These forces have a special power under this act. And it has been long debated also. Controversial act है बहुत ज़्यादा. People call it a very draconian act, very black act. We'll understand that also because it hinges on the it impinges the rights of the people. So Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, basically there are three important things that you need to understand. Armed Forces Special Powers Act gives the armed forces power to maintain public order in disturbed areas. We'll study two things in this, special powers and disturbed areas. स्पेशल पावर्स के लिए सेक्शन 4 हो जाता है, डिस्टर्ब एरियाज के लिए सेक्शन 3 हो जाता है अंडर दिस एक्ट. ओके, so armed forces are given special power to maintain public law and order in disturbed areas. Law and order is a state subject, remember that for prelims. Law and order जो होता है ये state subject है, but here why this act is controversial, because central government is giving this power. So the states are saying when law and order is a state subject, it will be the responsibility of the states to maintain law and order. Why central government is entering into it? Okay, जब ये state subject है तो फिर state handle करेगी ना अपने एरिया का law and order. Central government कैसे कोई भी act लाकर घुस सकती है किसी भी state में इस तरीके से? ठीक है, this is the controversy right now. And it gives armed forces the authority to use force or even open fire after giving due warning. अगर उनको लगता है, if they think that the person is violating the law. It provides that if reasonable suspicion exists, the armed forces can also arrest without even a warrant. It can search any premises without even a warrant. That these are the powers. So what are the special powers in this particular act under section 4? Power to use force, including opening fire, even to the extent of causing harm. मतलब किसी को चोट पहुंच जाए तब भी तुम कर सकते हो, just for the sake of maintaining law and order. Power to destroy structures used as hideouts or training camps. Power to arrest without warrant. Power to enter and search any premise without a warrant. These are the draconian powers which people say in section 4 of this act. And what is the meaning of disturbed area? Any area where use of armed forces is necessary to maintain law and order, that area is termed as disturbed area under section 3 of this act. Okay, so these are some important pointers about AFSPA that you need to remember. So this was for today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. अगर आपको ये lectures अच्छे लग रहे हैं ना, तो let me know in the comment section also. It will motivate me to keep on making these kind of lectures and classes for all of you. So within 26 minutes we have completed the entire Hindu newspaper. Have a nice day ahead.